about Forrester, but Rage is the one to get 4 kills. He's going to be getting that op. We'll see what he's going to be able to do with it. Whereas on the other side, you know, they're still sticking to their respective weapons for now. I mean, not committing too much, not getting an op themselves. We'll see what they're going to be able to do with this 5th round. But so far, I mean, why really change up anything? Your approach has worked every single time so far. So
yeah, and especially with the SG rifle, the scope rifles really work wonders on this map, where you have those long corridors where you can just spray down someone with the advantage of a scope.
Exactly. So far, really working beautifully for them. And even when it comes to their utility, I feel like they've been better off using said utility. To be fair, they've had more of it overall since they've won so far every single round. But still, even where we could see Hard Legion Esports answer, it was still not as valuable in terms of usage with their respective utilities, with their respective grenades, compared to Nemiga, I would say.
Maybe Hard Legion should approach the match quite cautiously. Maybe not overextending, since they are the CT side, and maybe use their utility more to like smoke out certain corridors where Team Nemiga might push in.
And since they are more of a slower team, do you think they should be even more defensive with said utilities because they know they have a lot of time to work with, perhaps?
Because we've seen in the first 4 rounds, like, Team Nemiga get the kill and then they quickly rotate. And maybe if Team Hard Legion slow the tempo down after losing initial player or 2, maybe that is the key, in my opinion.
Because to be fair, I mean, even if you look back at some of the previous rounds, after they commit to either A or B side, they still have only like 30-something seconds, I think, if I recall correctly, left. So delaying a little bit further could be the deciding factor here, but we'll see Rage now with that op ready to roll.
In the meantime, Forrester here in the sewers area, he doesn't quite know how many T players are on the other side. No exchanges just yet, only that the beginning nade that managed to take down Speed 4K onto 62 HP.
And of course, since it is Nemiga, slower pace, knowing that it is a buy round, of course, for their opponent, gonna take it that much easier here, making sure they do those right decisions. And Sviat been waiting it out.
Yes, but look at Kinky's position. He did push all the way up to a long area next to that playground area, and that is gonna give the signal for the CTs that it might be a potential B push, and it is.
Oh, the trade's happening. 1 for 1, actually 1 for 2 now, as Hard Legion Esports do find an answer. And as you said, I'm also curious about what Kinky's going to be able to do off from the flank, but it's all about his teammates, as Sviat and Crowd are going to find 2 more. 1 final member left here in MDS. This is a desperate effort at best from the Nemiga Gaming, as Hard Legion finally find their foot in the game.
Yes, and I believe Kinky's position in that time was most helpful, because he did give the info that, okay guys, maybe nobody is A long, I think they're going B. And that really paid off.
I think he heard him. And as a result, MDS is going to go down too. Try to save that one, and nope, says Hard Legion Esports. And as a result, they're going to be picking up their first win. Very nicely done.
Yes, a good round for Hard Legion, and now they're trailing only by 3 rounds. It is still early in the match, so it can go either way. But this is definitely a motivation booster, definitely. That timeout that happened, that time where they could consult with their coach, really helped them out.
And at the very least right now, I do expect Nemiga to be a little bit more prepared for a potential similar play coming out of somebody like Kinky, who was able to not only relay that information, even though I think that was the most crucial thing, because they knew, okay, we can commit there, we can take these trades and come out on top as seen, and as a result, definitely won them the round. But now, still flirting with potential ideas here. Nemiga are looking for another approach, and nobody really losing anything so far.
Yes, they did manage to... They did tell Rage to watch the A long area, and then he quickly retreated back. But unfortunately for them, Team Nemiga is rotating A, and that is not gonna look good, because nobody is watching that A long area.
Interesting. However, it is still Lollipop looking over towards that B side, and we've seen what he was able to do in the past. Speed 4K is going to be the opera here for Nemiga Gaming. See what he's going to be able to do as well, considering the fact that Hard Legion Esports showed some big things with it. as it will start committing a lot of utilities here. 35 seconds left. They have made a rotation, though. They're trying to bait A out, but it's not looking too likely as it will be so far. Box going down, and they know there's nobody else for now. And B being now committed for Nemiga. And they do it. More trades.
Not a good push from Nemiga, I believe. They should have taken down those two players much quicker, and now it's a 2v3 situation. They did manage to get the bomb plant in, which is good.
Oh, yeah.
And they do have an op onto speed 4K.
Well, the retake.
Managed to get the nice kill there.
Nicely done. Peeking that corner was the end of him, and now Rage also falling to MDS. It's down to Sviat. And all of a sudden, where things were looking pretty good for Hard Legion Esports, the retake seems seemingly impossible as they have those angles covered. Yeah, this is one desperate attempt at best. You might just go for the save here, buddy. Sviat still committing, will not find any success. It's going to be all about Nemiga. Grab another win.
And Speed 4K really putting a punch to his former team.
Oh, yes. Very nicely done. Gets a lot of success, especially off of that op-in, where finally things started to look better for Hard Legion Esports. Nemiga saying, nay, nah, we still got this. No problem, and it's really interesting because this patient play just somehow pays off every single time, it seems like.
And I agree with you. The patient play is really paying off for Nemiga. Now they are leading by 4 rounds.
Kinky far forward with that SMG. We'll find that first frag. Second one, too. They lose a lot. Got lit up, but that is definitely this type of success you were looking out for.
And now Speed 4K is hesitant to go for the push.
Doesn't quite know exactly where they're at, but this could be very disastrous for Nemiga Gaming. I think Kinky might have single-handedly stopped them, but no, Speed 4K still has something to say about this. However, in the meantime, Lollipop 2K did go down as well. It's up to these two last members of Nemiga. They have 56 seconds remaining in this round, and they're up against 4.
Yes, but Team Hard Legion knows it's going to be an A push, and they did send the crowd up there to scout any potential roamers on that B site, while Forrester is rotating towards that A site.
And we'll see if he's going to find MDS in the nick of time. I mean, so far, Rage still looking about. Similar case here for MDS, but no, it's going to be MDS that want to go down. That is one final member left here, Speed 4K. He did manage to find those shots in that last round, but now that he has 4 targets left, I don't think he can actually recreate that success. And instead, he's actually going to ditch that op and find a lot more success with the SG instead. Very nice stuff coming out of Speed 4K. Really the highlight here for Nemiga. It seems like as the second kill will not follow suit, it's going to be Forrester and Hard Legion with their second round win.
Yes, Hard Legion bouncing back after that unfortunate loss in the last round. Superb plays from Speed 4K. He is standing on 8 kills now.
Kills, only 2 deaths. Beautiful stuff for KDA. Definitely nothing to scoff at. As so far, it seems like we might actually see Nemiga play pretty aggressively, finally, but no. Never mind. I got baited a little bit by the minimap looking at it. And unfortunately for them, not only that, Hard Legion, I think, should have the read overall on this one. Seem to be pretty prepared for anything coming out of them.
This should be an easy round because it's an echo round for Team Nemiga. And
some Deagles. I mean, yeah, 2 Deagles, but that's about it, mostly. Not quite full save, but still. Up available and more here for the defensive side of Hard Legion Esports, as they're still waiting, seeing what the approach is going to be for Nemiga. And I guess to a certain degree, this unknown factor of what they're going to do has been paying off for Nemiga to a certain level, whereas Hard Legion Esports have been, for the most part, pretty predictable with their setup, barring that last round where that far forward position really paid off for him with the SMG.
And Team Nemiga still, even at that echo round, they are preferring that slow approach.
So bizarre, but hey, if it works out, especially with Forrester, that is not where you want to walk in. Getting 1 deed by Lollipop. Again, another one of those members here for Nemiga that you cannot underestimate. Similarly to Speed 4K.
That's a nice trade-off there. Yep. And now Team Nemiga are setting up for the B-take, where Krad is on the site. Will he manage to gets one, gets the second, and doesn't
gets the third.
Never mind, he gets the third.
2 HP. That's all he needs, baby. all he needs for that triple, and with it, another win under their belt, making this one much closer here.
It was looking that he was gonna go down to the third, but hey, never mind. And Team Nemiga, Team Hard Legion, trailing by 2.
Nicely done. It's making this one much, much closer than initially expected with that initial performance really coming out of Nemiga especially. And now, interesting stuff here. Different defensive position for Hard Legion Esports. Again, we look at Rage very aggressively set up on towards that cafe or Upper Park side.
Yeah, Kinky is in a good position here in the toilet area, and if he manages to spot Box, this could be fatal for Nemiga. Let's see if that's the case.
Well, of course, Nemiga this time around will have those rifles available, so some firepower could definitely come their way. Nothing that they would be scoffing at, and again, splitting their approach, going more towards that B side, whereas they still have MDS, I believe, going more towards A, and I think that is the prime target you would send towards A if I was Nemiga, to try and perhaps bait them out.
This is the second time they're using this tactic. They're showing themselves A and then rotating towards that B area, but the Forester here manages to get a nice double kill and Speed 4K with a quick return.
And man, Nemiga have to be happy about getting Speed 4K, because this man is seemingly kind of carrying them right now with his performance, because where it looked like, okay, they made a mistake, that was a bad approach, never mind, he comes out with something like a 2K, and this is all of a sudden planned for the side of Nemiga. We'll see if the retake will happen for Hard Legion Esports. Don't quite have the angles just yet. They do have the firepower to deal with it. See how they can approach this one, as so far, they're still quite unaware with where they should go for the most part.
Yes, Kinky here in the pit area. Doesn't quite manage to get JYO. Gets taken down by MDS, who gets a nice double kill. And now Rage, he should probably go for the op save.
And that's the thing. Again, I think it's really up to Speed 4K, because he took him down that fast. They had no info as to where they set up, and it was just seemingly impossible for them to do anything. And as you said, Rage is just going to go for the save on that op, and another round goes to Nemiga.
Yeah, Team Nemiga, although they are like just bouncing round between round, they are still in a firm lead. 3 rounds.
Oh yeah, definitely really good still, and they will have a decent amount of resources going into the next one as well. Still no op committed though. This time it seems like they're much more into those rifles, especially those SGs, as you said, very versatile, especially when it comes to overpass. So definitely like that out of him. Rage, of course, still holding on to his respective op for now.
And here we go, a slow approach from Nemiga. Again, just waiting out to see if they can get a potential roamer, maybe.
And that is the one thing that's interesting about them, is the fact that they have tried to adapt towards any potential roamers coming their way. With these last few rounds, they always had somebody set up more towards that backside, but now we'll see who's going to get that first frag. It's going to be actually a 2-4-1 trade in favor of the defense here for Hard Legion Esports. Never mind, gets that third. 2 more left over that tunnel, and finally, Nemiga do find that return frag, but it's 2v3. They know exactly where they're from, but never mind, MDS somehow at least gets that headshot, gets the kill, making it 2 for 2. All of a sudden, a little bit more difficult, but we'll have a potential rotation coming out of the side of Nemiga. They still have plenty of time. 47 seconds could mean that they would potentially go all the way towards A, but right now, only really trading it back and forth. Just looking still for that B, seems like.
It was a good push from Team Nemiga, especially the like crucial part in that push was from Speed 4K, because he did manage to throw a perfect pop flash and then flashing Forester, who managed to go down, unfortunately.
But Kinky, yeah, you know, we praise him just as we talk greatly about him, just like that. Kinky makes it look really easy there.
Kinky waking up, and now Hard Legion trailing by 2. They are slowly closing the gap, as this match is entering round number 11.
Very nicely done, making this one much closer than what the first few rounds deceptively told us. As so far, we see a different approach here for Nemiga. Finally trying a different style when it comes to perhaps going more towards that A side. They still have, of course, Speed 4K, more towards looking at any potential roamers coming in, flankers, if you will. But considering they only really have, what, 1 deagle, 2 deagles, and not much else, we'll see Nemiga really not do too much so far. But as I say that, It's a 1-for-1 trade. Not too bad.
Yes, and Nemiga going for a fast A take. The trades are coming in left and right, and in the end, not really paying off for Team Nemiga, now only leading by 1 round.
To be fair, though, I do think they got quite a bit out of that round, considering they managed to take their 3 members. If they could have actually also do with a bomb plan, that would have been pretty big, considering their initial position.
I think they caught them off guard, because Hard Legion really didn't expect a quick round from Team Nemiga.
And I guess that's a good thing. Oh, look at this beautiful boost. That's a good thing about being predictable per se in terms of playing slow. When you all of a sudden go fast, they're like,
yes, when you just switch a tactic, it just
switch it on them.
Yeah.
Caught him off guard and almost paid off. Not quite, but still, considering again pistol round, making it somewhat competitive. Pretty impressive.
Well,
to see.
they did manage to cripple their economy at least, so that's a good round. And here we are back at the slow pace.
Yep. We're excited to see more instantaneous action. It's going to be a while, it seems like, as Nemiga. Patient approach once more. Can't really follow them too much, but this time around, at the very least, Speed 4K looking to have that op to answer.
Nothing too much happening here, but now the T's are rotating towards that toilet area, maybe to get a potential roamer, but the CT is just holding angles, not doing anything too much.
Yeah, and it's interesting to see, actually, in my opinion, that Lollipop 21K and Speed 4K are the ones seemingly always waiting for any potential rotation coming out of the CT side or any flankers coming their way. It's always these two, it seems like. And so far, they are finally going to have to make a decision. There is only 25 seconds left. Those utilities have been used. Nothing really left on the T side, only on the defensive side mostly. 1 Molotov now, finally also committed.
And the push is coming in. Let's see, Kinky gets a nice kill onto box. Lollipop quickly trades it back. 4v4 situation. MDS with a nice headshot onto Sviat. And the bomb plant is in. 4 versus 3.
The retake, let's see whether or not they can make it happen. Speed 4K is going to be able to find Rage. Wins that off battle. As it is 2 more members left for Hard Legion Esports. Nemiga really sticking to it. But are they... Wait, no way. Crad, don't tell me he's going to get the defuse. There's no way they don't know of his position. I think he would expect them to not know. And as a result, actually, he gets the best out of Nemiga. Seemingly, finally gets taken out. And could he have actually gone for the defuse there? Because I'm not sure if MDS knew.
I think they didn't knew, but unfortunately it didn't quite pay off for them.
Yeah.
He does manage to take down Speed 4K and then denying him that op save, but the round is going to Nemiga.
Really interesting, because, again, I really don't think they were ready for him. I didn't think they knew that he was still in the back there.
I actually thought it was going to be a good retake from the CT, since Forrester was in a prime position to get not 1 but 2 kills. Unfortunate.
Indeed, and as a result, there's going to be another T-side victory here. In this case, we do still have, of course, 3 more to go till we swap over sides, and we'll see what both of these teams are going to be able to do. I mean, just keeping it relatively close at the very least for Hard Legion Esports is what they're going to be looking at right now, consistently, considering that terrible start they had. They really want to have a good last few rounds coming into this one.
Well, it is a close matchup, to say the least. I mean, it started off as a bad matchup, as a bad start for Hard Legion, but they are kind of bouncing back.
And honestly, to be fair, they kind of should, because this is their best map. It is somewhat CT side favored, you would say, just looking at overall statistics. So odds should be in their favor, whereas right now, they quite aren't. So once we do swap over sides, where we will see Nemiga on CT, I'm a little bit scared. But speaking of a little bit scared, right now, very patient approach here.
But the trick is, Krad did a nice run boost there for Forrester, and nobody saw him crossing, and that is going to prove fatal for Lollipop, as he does go down to Forrester, and now the bomb is down. Jewel with a nice flank, but unfortunately, he will be taken down. But not looking too good for Nemiga as well, because they did manage to lose 3 players in that B take.
Curious whether or not Sviat is going to be able to find something. Yes, he will surely find at the very least 1 weapon available here. And we'll see him just creeping by with the deal. Bomb plan that did go through. Retake. Definite possibility here for Hard Legion Esports. They just have to execute properly.
Rage is slowly creeping towards that sniper's nest area, while Sviat is watching that monster's area. Unfortunately, Kinky takes down Box, and now it's all down to Speed 4K. Will he manage to pull an upset here?
Well, that's one. Also, here's the second one. Gets it. Rage is going to get wallbanged. It's a 1v1. Kinky knows of his position. He rushes in with the SMG, gets it. But does he have time for the defuse? I don't think so. Does he have a kit? Yes, he does. So, never mind. Very close round. Very well fought by both sides. Actually, Nemiga almost breaking through there with some exceptional play. But it's all about Hard Legion Esports as they get it even closer to a 6-7 score overall.
That was a nice try from Speed 4K, but unfortunately Kinky did saw that he was going to go for the reload. He saw the op on the ground, and yeah. Hard Legion trailing by 1 as we enter round number 14.
Round number 14 coming up. Nades flying by.
Not connecting though.
And pretty similar approach actually coming out on Nemiga. Will have all those SMGs available, not much else to their name, whereas the opposition, while they don't have too much cash, it doesn't really matter because right now they do have these 2 last few rounds, and we'll see actually Nemiga coming out big here with said SMGs, with that Uzi getting 2 overall. That's a 5v3 man advantage. Somehow Hard Legion Esports weren't ready for it.
Yeah, that aggressive play from Hard Legion really didn't pay off. Sviat did manage to take 1 down, but now the T's have control of the B site. And it's down to Rage and Kinky. Kinky managing to take down Lollipop.
It did get lit up though, and it is a bomb plant successful. Finally, Rage comes alive. That is exactly what you want to look out for if you are a Hard Legion Esports fan. If they are to get this retake here, as they're pushing forward, it's going to be actually Kinky the one to go down. Hard Legion Esports Rage is going to drop that off. It's going to go in MDS. Oh, gets him with the Molotov in the end with the help of Speed 4K, even though he did fall, and Speed 4K going to be able to get 1 rifle for himself too. But look at that count, like that kill count. 16 kills for this guy. I mean, it's just really the standout player here for the side of Nemiga.
Yes, but Krad as well, standing on 16 kills. Not
True.
too bad from him. And here we are, the last round of the first half.
Not too bad for him, especially since they've been kind of on the losing side for the most part. So replicating similar success, it's that much more impressive in a sense, but now it's made that much more difficult because, as you said, last round, only really a couple of deals available, some Kevlar vests, maybe 1 defuse here for Rage, and 2 helmets, but that's about it. Nemiga is going to have much bigger arsenal to deal with Hard Legion Esports. The problem here for Hard Legion is the fact that I just can't see how they're going to be able to pull through here. I mean, maybe I'm going to look at somebody like Kinky with some big plays coming in from a rotate.
Yes, maybe if they like caught someone off guard, but
seems like they're the ones to be kind of caught off guard there.
Yeah, this is the second time. The last round they also did this. They pushed that sandbag area and they just died and lost the round.
Sviat though with Forster is going to be able to 5-2, 5-3. Hard Legion Esports turn things up a notch, but no, Lollipop 21K says it's not over yet, baby, as we will look to get this win here, 2 versus 2. Somehow Hard Legion Esports finding that success from low ground of all places to retaliate, and 35 seconds now left. It's going to happen here to bomb plant soon enough. It's going to be Rage, though, who finds that headshot. He is spotted out, however, and as a result, it's going to be down to that 1v1. I'm not sure as to whether or not Lollipop knows of the opponent's position. He does, and he gets, in the end, the round win for Nemiga, 6-9 overall.
Yes, a nice lead for Team Nemiga coming into the second half, but we did see some nice deagle plays there. That's why I love the deagle. The deagle is the kind of weapon that can, like...
satisfying.
Just, yeah, the headshot sound is satisfying, and... It's a kind of weapon where you can just turn the tides in those echo rounds if you decide to take the risk and buy it.
And of course, 16 kills also for Lollipop. As you said, another potential standout for that team. But Krad, as you said, I think definitely should give him more credit considering his performance, especially since, again, Hard Legion have been somewhat on the losing side overall. But it's going to be swapping over sides. Nemiga this time over onto CT, see what they're going to be able to do with it.
I think they prefer the CT sides, especially since they're kind of like a slow approach team.
Oh, yeah.
I'm expecting a lot of guarding angle situations from the CTs. And here we are, round number 16. Let's see, can Hard Legion bring it back?
It's going to be a tough one. All things considered, as you said, Nemiga should have the advantage overall. Not only do they have the round advantage, but as you said, just considering their playstyle.
Yes, but look at the positions here from Team Nemiga. They just left the T's to take control of the B bomb site, and the bomb plant is coming in. Not quite a good situation.
Well, first blood will be drawn in favor of Nemiga at the very least, so a retake, while still possible, is going to be extremely difficult just because, as you said, too much room seemingly available here for Hard Legion Esports.
Nice headshot there by Speed 4K onto Forrester, and now trades coming in left and right. In the end, it's all down to Sviat, who goes down. Will he have enough time? He will, and unfortunately for Team Hard Legion, they did manage to take the bomb site, but Team Nemiga securing round number 10 for them.
Very nicely done. As you said, patient play coming in on top of that one, even though it looked pretty good for Hard Legion Esports. I gotta say, they did go in convincingly, had overall a pretty good time at setting that bomb plan, and afterwards, just unfortunately for them, didn't quite work out. But
I was kind of surprised from Team Nemiga's positioning there. They just left the B bomb site, and the T's just rushed towards that monsters area and just took the B bomb site. But superior aim, and Team Nemiga leading.
Ooh, Kinky though gets P4K, who I was just about to mention, considering he bought that scout, but nope. Hard Legion Esports were ready for that, and it was, of course, Kinky the one to take him down with that Deagle.
And speaking of Deagles, a 5 Deagle setup for Team Hard Legion. This can be an interesting round. But the SMG working on this. I mean, this weapon is for these echo rounds, just to get those echo frags. And now, what can you do with 2 players, 2 Deagles?
True.
A lot if you can aim.
Well, yeah, true. If you can find those shots, but Box with a triple kill has been big. Another one falls here for Krat, and it's just down to Kinky and what he can do with his team. Unfortunately for him, I think MDS is aware of his position, and even if he somehow takes him out, this is looking really, really difficult because the rest of the team, look at that, they're already there. They're going to deny him any future success, and as a result, Nemiga claims another.
Well, they did manage to take down 2 players, so that's at least a positive look to this round.
Fair enough, but unfortunately, 2 extra kills are not going to get you the round victory or the match victory overall.
But look at this setup from Team Hard Legion. 5 SGs.
Interesting. Very spicy, but Speed 4K going to be the upper for this one. Box again finding success with that MP9.
Box really stepping up the game since he didn't perform quite well in the first half. So it is good to see him stepping up the game.
That's what we'd like to see out of a team, right? It's an overall good effort from everybody, not just one member in particular or anything. So Forster, speaking of which, will find 1 kill for his side, his team, but resources somewhat plenty on both sides. We'll see what they're going to be able to do, as so far it seems like Nemiga are just starving their opponents out somewhat.
The problem for Team Nemiga is that their AWPer is at the A bomb site, and I think he's rotating, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, he is rotating towards that B area now. And if Hard Legion decide to go for that push onto that B bomb site, it might look bad for them.
Yep, should be set up around that sniper's nest, whereas even if they do somehow decide to make one last mad dash towards A, we still have, of course, Box ready to go.
And here we go, Speed 4K already in that sniper's nest. Will he manage to get down Forrester? Takes down 1, immediately retreats back, throws a ball flash, JYO gets a nice spray down. Will he manage to take down Rage? Gets the second, and it's all down to Sviat.
Yeah, they spotted the bomb drop. It's just to Sviat, and unfortunately for him, things not looking too likely here. It's a 1v3 situation. Can he do anything so far? Just even the spray not going to happen. It's going to be Geo, who this time around is going to be the one to pick up plenty of kills for his side. Just everybody stepping up, as you said, for Nemiga. And now, this is where things are really starting to get desperate for the side of Hard Legion.
The match is slipping away for them. They really need to pull off a good tactic, a good echo round, and then a good round after that to kind of boost their momentum.
Unfortunately for them, though, that's a lot of Molotovs there, Krad. You're already down to 32 HP. Of course, no Kevlar or anything available, just those Deagle 6 HP, gets grazed up by that bullet. I mean, we'll buy a little bit of extra info for his side. That was the sacrifice that he made for his team, just to get any potential information available. And unfortunately, though, since this is an echo round, for the most part, I mean, they lose this one, they barely can get much done in the next one, and afterwards, if it's just desperate attempts, pretty much.
Yeah, Sviat did manage to take down one player, in particular Box, and did manage to get an M4. So he should be the one to really make some plays this round.
Okay, yeah, speaking of which...
And speaking of which, Sviat goes down. Rage does manage to get a nice trade-off onto JYO, but still, not looking too good.
Can't even pick up the weapon, I think, there. Doesn't want to expose himself. So
maybe a good rotation from Hard Legion to maybe get the bomb plant in to kind of replenish their economic situation.
I think it would be the good choice, especially since Nemiga are looking for an A read instead, even though they should be somewhat ready for it. I mean, yeah, especially when Lollipop is on the other side. Just finds Forrester, spots out the last member, and even though Rage, okay, gets the kill in the end. Onto Lollipop, this will signal the last two remaining members to rotate back towards B. They will be ready for him. And Rage, not too much left to work here. It's going to be one desperate attempt, but let's see if he can actually make it happen. Doesn't quite know if the positions actually spots out MDS, but never mind. MDS getting the best of him with Lollipop. And as a result, 13-6 now.
Just look at speed 4K, 20 kills. An absolute monster, I believe, in this match. Really outperforming the rest.
I mean, to be fair, Lollipop, I think, definitely did really, really well as well for his side.
That's true. That's true. Speed 4K and Lollipop really standing out in Team Nemiga.
And we're getting very close towards that match point. Is what I'm scared about, especially considering the fact that it's a repeat from last round where 4 wins straight from the get-go to Nemiga. Again, swap sides, 4 wins straight from the get-go to Nemiga. So if history repeats itself, Hard Legion, this is where they pick things up, but with these kills going through, only MDS losing HP, I don't know about this one, man.
Not looking too good for Hard Legion. The match is slipping away. Can they bounce back? Maybe salvage this round somehow?
Trying to make a rotation back towards the B side, but I mean, Nemiga's going to be ready for them. There's no way around it. They have utilities. Their opponent's not really as much. Hard Legion, tough one, but you can't really count them out. As said, this is where they picked things up finally in that previous setup where they were on the CT side. It was after those 4 initial losses where they finally got their foot in the game and in the match, if you will, and just started, shifting gears. But here, they really need to do it even more so.
But the problem is they have no flashbangs, only smokes and a Molotov onto Sviat, so it's gonna be hard to flush out the Box and Lollipop from that sewers area.
Especially since even on the other side, I mean, yeah, they're waiting for it. Sviat finds one, so does Kratz. So fortunately for Hard Legion, it's not over just yet. It is a 3 versus 2, and that Molotov even taking a little bit of speed 4K. Oh, gets him! Spots him out, 5 seconds. That is going to be it. Hard Legion really needs to save up. He's going to desperately try to run away. Maybe get one extra frag here. Yes, Rage is going to find Geo at the very least. But, man, this is already 14-6. Nemiga looking to really close this one out somewhat early.
Well, at least he did manage to save the AWP, but as you said, it's not going to bring them the game.
Nope. Unfortunately not. And as a result, finally they get to buy. Finally, up. Of course, more SGs also available for the side of Hard Legion. See what they can do with it.
Round number 21 underway. Can they bounce back? They are trailing by 8 rounds now. That's a huge lead for Nemiga.
Oh, nice wallbang there. Kinky is going to go down. And as a result, things just slipping away here for Hard Legion Esports. When that much more in
what can you do at this point?
It's tough. It's tough. I mean, just step up your game plan is all I can say. Just play better forehead, because anything outside of that, there's just seemingly nothing else they can do because Nemiga have been on point. I mean, finally, some retaliation coming from the side of Hard Legion Esports as they do find 2 targets, but that's all they find as they're back onto the B side. Molotovs abound means that they are not going to be able to plan, especially since that bomb did drop, but Forster finds another one. So finally, perhaps, they could get something done. However, they're not quite sure where those other 2 members are, and as a result, they were playing a little bit more patient than perhaps they would wish. 34 seconds now left.
But the problem is the bomb is not planted, and Box has a clear sight onto that bomb, and he has Speed 4K to back him up with the op. Let's see. Can they maybe get the bomb and then get the plan? That would be nice.
Would be nice, but you know, that's very wishful thinking at this point, seemingly, as even though I do say that Forster did get the plant off, so finally some things might just finally happen here. He will pick up the op as well. Will he actually look to answer Speed 4K? Speed 4K creeping by. He's looking for that other angle, for that other member. He knows there are 2. Forster, ooh, and Rage now finally spotted out. Speed 4K is going to go down in the end, and as a result, finally Hard Legion Esports strike back.
This wasn't a good start of the round from Hard Legion, because
Nope.
they are like, they tend to like push sites and then they just don't peek all the corners. They don't check all the corners and they just get taken down easily. But they did manage to salvage this round, and they are beginning to close the gap. We'll see if they'll manage to close it.
It's a hard ask, of course, still out of Hard Legion Esports. They have so much work cut out for them here if they are to somehow bring Overpass into their favor, as they so desperately kind of need at this point, I would say.
Yes, but the economic situation for Nemiga is not looking too good now, so they are on an echo round, pushing aggressively that B area. But Forrester, nice double kill there, but trades are coming in left and right, and it's not still good for Hard Legion. I mean, they have the weapons advantage and everything, but they did lose 2 players.
And even though you say, okay, they don't have that much in terms of firepower, the thing is, they have so much money going into the next round, even if they lose here, that, remember, they're very close towards match point. So you can go for that echo round, just strike back afterwards after this potential loss. And even with that, I mean, so far, not looking too bad, all things considered. 3 versus 3. Yes, should still go overall towards Hard Legion Esports, but we'll see.
A slow approach from Hard Legion, not quite yet committing for any pushes just yet, but look at Speed 4K. If he decides to go for that right corner check, it's gonna be devastating for Hard Legion.
I mean, he's creeping about.
Oh no.
Oh no, Rage. Oh, this
no.
is disastrous. Kinky, Rage. I mean, will they turn it? Will he wait? No, he will charge the spray down. That's 1, that's 2, that's the bomb. And that is an easy pickup for Nemiga as they make it happen where things just look so good for Hard Legion Esports. Finally, they say, nope, not even this much.
Bad.
You can't even get this much.
That was just, you know, when you just go around the corner and you just see, oh, hello there.
Oh, hi there. Fancy meeting you here. Just, yeah, thank you very much. 2 free kills.
And here we are,
Oh,
match point for Team Nemiga. Can they close this first map here?
As said, they have so much in terms of resources, means that they pretty much went for almost full buys all across the board. SMG for MDS there. See whether or not he's going to play pretty far forward. So far, not quite the case. It's going to be the first kill going in favor of Lollipop. Forrester going down. Hard Legion Esports are going to try to, at the very least, go down with a fight here in this last potential round on Overpass. First matchup.
Good start for Nemiga. They are in a prime position to close this match. Let's see. Will they manage? Box in that upper park area, watching that long area. Will he manage to spot Kinky there?
Ooh. Lollipop did go down in the meantime on the other side of the map, but as you said, Box will get a couple of shots. Speed 4K will find that first kill, actually, onto those 2 members. There was Krat who got caught out. Bomb still there, will be picked up by Kinky potentially here. But interestingly enough, since in the meantime, Lollipop went down on the B side, I'm curious to see whether or not they're going to actually decide to rotate back towards the B side. As so far, it's still Sviat just creeping about. And, of course, Box is also ready for that A so far.
Yes, as you said, Sviat creeping out, but look at Speed 4K. He is in that sniper's nest area, and if he spots Fiat, it's GG, but MDS spots him first, and it's all down to Rage, who drops the op, grabs the SG, but gets taken down, and Team Nemiga closing this first map
Wow.
here at the OGA Counterpit Season 7.
And what a decisive victory at that. I mean, when it came down to it with their CT side, they lost 1 round.
Just 1 round.
Just 1 round.
That's pretty impressive.
And that was map choice for Heart Legion Esports. That's a scarier prospect here for them, is the fact that it's a matchup that shouldn't go in their favor to begin with. And if there was a map that should go in their way, this had to be it.
I mean,
right?
we did say at the beginning it was going to be a close matchup, but it really wasn't. And it's not looking too good coming into Nemiga's map pick, which is Inferno, which we will be seeing right after this short break.
Exactly.